Natalie Cole, a voice born of legacy, strength, and soul. Natalie Cole was more than just a singer. She was a survivor, a storyteller, and a voice that carried both the weight of legacy and the power of personal triumph. Born into musical royalty, Natalie Cole's life seemed destined for greatness. But behind the fame, the awards, and the unforgettable songs was a deeply human journey filled with loss, struggle, reinvention, and redemption. This is the story of Natalie Cole. Early life. Born into music. Natalie Maria Cole was born on February 6, 1950, in Los Angeles, California. Her father was the legendary Nat King Cole, one of the most iconic voices in American music history. Her mother, Maria Hawkins Ellington, was a former Duke Ellington Orchestra singer. Music surrounded Natalie from the very beginning. She grew up in a world of jazz, elegance, and fame, but also one marked by racial barriers and intense public scrutiny. Tragically, Natalie's childhood changed forever when her father died of lung cancer in 1965. When she was just 15 years old, the loss deeply affected her and left an emotional void that would follow her into adulthood. Education and finding her own voice. Despite growing up in a musical family, Natalie initially chose a different path. She attended the University of Massachusetts Amherst, majoring in child psychology, but music had a way of calling her back. After college, Natalie began performing in small clubs, trying to build her career, not as Nat King Cole's daughter, but as an artist in her own right. It wasn't easy. Comparisons to her father followed her everywhere, but Natalie was determined to prove that her voice mattered on its own. Breakthrough. Success. This will be in 1975. Natalie Cole released her debut album, Inseparable. The album was a massive success. Her single, This Will Be an Everlasting Love, exploded onto the charts, becoming a timeless anthem of joy and confidence. The song earned her 2 Grammy Awards, including Best New Artist. Almost overnight, Natalie Cole became a star. Hits like Inseparable, Sophisticated Lady, and Our Love followed, cementing her place in the music industry. She had proven herself. She wasn't living in her father's shadow anymore. She was standing in her own spotlight. Struggles behind the fame, but success came at a cost. As her career soared, Natalie began battling substance abuse, including heroin addiction. The pressures of fame, unresolved grief, and personal turmoil took their toll. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, her career began to suffer. Record sales declined, relationships fell apart, and her health deteriorated. Natalie later described this period as one of the darkest chapters of her life. Yet, even at her lowest point, her voice, though strained, never completely faded. Recovery and reinvention. In the mid-1980s, Natalie Cole made a life-changing decision. She sought help. After years of struggle, she entered rehabilitation and emerged sober, focused and determined to reclaim her life and career. Her comeback was nothing short of remarkable. She released albums like Dangerous and Good to be back, reminding audiences that her talent was still very much alive. But Natalie was about to achieve something even more powerful than commercial success, honoring her father. Unforgettable. In 1991, Natalie Cole released the album Unforgettable. With Love, the album paid tribute to her father, Nat King Cole, reimagining his classic songs with modern arrangements. The most emotional moment came with the song Unforgettable, where Natalie performed a virtual duet with her late father, made possible through studio technology. The performance moved audiences around the world. It wasn't just a song. It was a daughter reconnecting with her father. Through music, the album became a massive success, selling millions of copies and winning multiple Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year. For Natalie, it was a moment of healing, closure, and artistic triumph. Later career and continued success. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, Natalie Cole continued recording, touring, and performing across the globe. She explored jazz standards, R&B, pop, and adult contemporary music with ease. Her voice matured rich, expressive, and deeply emotional. Natalie also appeared on television, including reality shows and musical specials, introducing her legacy to a new generation. Despite ongoing health issues, she never stopped creating health battles and personal strength in later years. Natalie faced serious medical challenges. She was diagnosed with kidney disease and underwent a kidney transplant in 2009. Later, she revealed she had battled hepatitis C, which had contributed to her declining health. Even then, Natalie remained open, honest, and courageous, using her story to raise awareness and inspire others. Passing and legacy. Natalie Cole passed away on December 31, 2015. At the age of 65. Her death marked the end of an era, but not the end of her influence. She left behind over 30 million records, sold 9 Grammy Awards, a catalog of songs that continue to uplift, comfort, and inspire. But more than awards, Natalie Cole left a story of resilience. A story of falling and rising again. Conclusion: a voice that lives forever. Natalie Cole was not just the daughter of a legend, she was a legend herself. Through heartbreak, addiction, recovery, and reinvention, she found her voice again and again. Her music reminds us that our past does not define us, that healing is possible, and that love, when carried through song, truly can be unforgettable. Natalie Cole's voice may have gone silent, but her spirit sings on.